G'day to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. As you can see, I'm harbourside. It's a little bit overcast and windy, not a great day, but it's the Thursday, the public holiday, for us to mourn and remember Queen Elizabeth, or Queen Elizabeth's passing, should I say. And as you can see, there's lots of people down here out and about. And if I zoom in to the iconic Harbour Bridge, you'll see both flags flying at half-mast out of respect for this particular day. And I think it'll be the last time that we'll see the flags flying at half-mast in remembrance of Queen Elizabeth II. So what I'd like to do now is basically go through and do what we normally do on Jim's 5am Club and go through a book summary. And the book summary that I've selected for this episode is entitled Daily Rituals by an author known as Mason Currey. So what we'll do is we'll step through this book summary, try and identify 2 or 3 key points, 2 or 3 key learnings that we can take away with us and see whether or not we can incorporate them into our daily rituals and daily schedules. So the author kicks off the book summary with an observation where he says that a solid routine fosters a well-worn groove for one's mental energies and helps stave off the tyranny of moods. That's an interesting thing to try and just dwell on just for a couple of minutes, because what the author is saying here is that if we've got some really good rituals, some really good daily rituals in our lives, what it can do is it can help create some certainty in our uncertain lives, and at the same time that certainty can help starve and stave off any insecurities or mood swings that come with that. Because as humans, we are teleological in nature, we are habitual in nature as well. So what we're kind of saying here is that if we have a few things in our daily lives which are familiar, which bring familiarity, it can help us get through the day and help build our mood into a positive mood to enable us to be able to handle the uncertain aspects and moods and times that come throughout the day. I'll just go over here and just welcome in this ferry just to make it a little bit more interesting. I think he's going to go on the other side. Yes, he is, but the one behind it may come in here. So there's a hive of activity down here at Harbourside, and I always love coming down here just to make the day, the afternoon, a little bit more interesting, and just to be one with the harbour, one with nature. So the author goes on to say that you can become more productive when you establish daily habits and rituals that build and focus your mood and motivation. What we're saying here is that these habits and rituals, these daily habits and rituals, can actually provide a stepping stone or building blocks. They can be the fire starters, the twigs that build the flame and help us build that mood, maintain that mood, and keep that mood that helps us, stay on an even keel and get through the day. So the first formal point that comes from this book is where the author talks about inspiration and basically alerts us to the fact that inspiration can come from anything, from daily rituals, from a warm drink or a sunset or even a walk. So these moments of certainty that we create from our daily rituals are things that can inspire us to basically get to a place that makes our lives much more interesting and much more productive. The author goes on to say that top performers repeat certain things and certain actions over and over, and this repetition helps them become more productive and or creative. For example, the musical greats Beethoven and Mozart were big coffee drinkers. And what happens is that when you have a ritual or a habit which you repeat over and over again, what it does is it allows our brain to associate actions with pre-work. And it's a thing that helps get us and builds us into that mood to enable us to be creative, to be productive, and to want to do something with our time and to build our energy. So the author goes on to say that it is important to surround yourself with people, things, and places that help you get into the mood, build that mood, maintain that mood, and get that mood moving and keep it happening. The second formal point to come out of this book is where the author reminds us that there are many ways to get inspired and stay connected with your craft or your work or your social circle. He talks about the importance of engaging with nature, to go on long walks. He talks about the importance of intimacy in terms of sex, having warm baths or long showers, and that basically everyone has something that works for them, and there's no right and there's no wrong, but it's up to each and every person to find out what works for them and to make it happen and to do it. Here we go, we've got a group coming in. They look pretty happy. Just goes to show that these people here know how to get into a good mood. Just an example of what this book's all about in terms of doing things, moving the body, singing, being with the people that nurture you, people who make you feel great. There you go. How wonderful is that? I might go over the other side to continue my book summary. So the third formal point that the author comes up with is where he says that your connections to people in your life can make or break your creative mood. Just like we said here, being with people that nurture you, being with people that make you feel good, being in an environment, being with nature, all of those things can contribute greatly to one's creative bent, and we should be doing more and more of this sort of activity that helps us, especially if it helps you become better at your craft, better at your work, or better at socializing, because our relationships define us and affect our mood. It's the relationships in our life, our families, our friends, our work, our culture, our religions. All of these things are important because they define who we are as a person, how we fit in, how we belong, and affect our mood in a positive or a negative way. They impact our mental health, and we can't deny that. So it's important to have friends, partners, families, and they are key. The most important thing, as the author says here, is to not only have relationships, but to have relationships that nurture, relationships that make you feel alive, because they keep us healthy, both in terms of our physicality, our mental capacity, and as well as spiritually. So having nurturing relationships will improve our health physically, mentally, and spiritually, is a key message which comes from this author. So once again, another important message that comes from this book is that our well-being is a full reflection of our relationships. And of course, those relationships can be good relationships or they could be bad relationships. But regardless of what the relationship is, it's going to translate into your well-being and who you are as a person. So the author here, as a call to action, reminds us to not get stuck in a mundane life with no enrichment from friends, family, and the public. So we're basically invited to do more with our lives, to do more with our relationships, and to basically get nurtured, feel nurtured, and be nurturing. Anyway, I might head round the front there and get another view of the girls on the front of the ship, having the time of their lives. And to finish off this vlog, the second vlog that I'm doing for the day, I just need to keep on pumping these vlogs out. I'm up to 1411, I think I am, and I really need to get the 1500 as soon as I can to tick off another milestone in my gym's 5 a.m. club itinerary. Anyway, here we go. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. And I wish you all a wonderful rest of the Saturday. Not Saturday, actually, it's Thursday. What am I talking about? And we'll chat again. I'll come to you again from a different location with a different message of empowerment, where we go through a number of book summaries that I've been able to find and summarise, and I've got a list of about another 100 books to get through, so I can't wait to share those with you on one of our walk and talk journeys. Anyway, Yassas, take care, and until we meet again, bye for now.